I've got ability. What's up, Zach? Continued dominance, I see. Oh, yeah, I'll get a free box. That's a box cap. Yeah, back to the grind. I don't remember. I have an extra point. It means I got pulled out of somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, from there. Okay. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I forgot. Uh, well, I did. Well, it's because every time I saw it was like Zani releases on like the 29th. But I forget that I think that's like 29th over there. But it's fine. Uh, also, I'm like pretty sure that I don't think I can do the solo, like the solo quest. We'll have to see, because I have yet to see a setup with like that I can copy like character wise. I know Wind put out one, well, ironically enough for Wind, but he used like Siete. But I know somebody asked like if there was a replacement for not having Cow and Siete, and he said Kaguya and then Call Evoker, which I'm assuming he means the just have an evoker to get pulled out to the front, but I think it still has to be like a full break evoker because I'm pretty sure like every evoker I've seen for Wind for that is always the music dude, and I don't think he's like worth using at like not full break.
I cannot do that.
I just clear the hexes all at once, then kind of replicate it every time after. I started wrecking you at the 40 phase.
I cannot do that.
Was the start phase the same?
I cannot do that.
Like every time? Like from when you succeeded? Or do they, or does that not matter at that point? Yeah, just teleported in place, basically. Because I know that some of the stuff I was seeing on like some of the written out stuff was talking about how certain setups probably would struggle with certain startups. And then what is it? Misumikin apparently did a solo clear of all the elements, and she was saying the same thing where there's a couple starts that are really hard for certain elements.
I cannot do that.
was one of the ones I was hoping would have boom. I think you're caught with some omens that you can't clear depending on the phases. Yeah, yeah, that's what I heard a little bit of. I'm curious, like, since it's now has like a solo free quest, if there'll be people who actually like drain their sanity by like seeing what other setups potentially could be used to clear it.
Do that. I cannot do that.
As there was a setup that for water, I think that didn't like you could get away with not having like hash full limit break because you weren't calling her in off the rip, but it wanted Europa for the defensive, right? Triple zero on Calcador, everything cleared. Yeah, that was the other thing I saw. There's a couple setups where they're like, well, you can replace it with this, but you need triple zero. I was really hoping it didn't crash. It crashed once, like before stream, like early, like way earlier in the day when I last, when I was messing around leveling. Ninety, 70, 50%. Max amount of 2 million damage hits. Yeah, I have to see, like, hopefully, maybe with, because people apparently are saying that it's pretty heavily reduced HP wise, considering it's a solo class. I'm kind of curious to see what setups people do.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
77, fuck me sideways. I need a wand. I don't want to use that one. Because we're gonna use up all the forging potential. Just got like no forging potential at all whatsoever. I need to finish getting my idle slot. I don't really need them right now. 1 billion HP, which compared to the raid 6 bill. You get 6 people to do the solo quest. You should, in theory, be able to do the raid. True. Though part of that would also come down to, with so much less HP, like, potentially could allow for certain lineups that are solo quest usable, but not necessarily group-wise usable. That was probably less of an issue, because it seems like for Hexa, they didn't do what they did for the 6 dragons. What is it? I think like Wamdus's, like, I haven't tried the solo quest in forever, but I could solo regular Wamdus, but I couldn't solo the solo quest because of the way the trigger changes were done. And like the solo quest Wamdus would just have so much like damage amp, it would just kill my team like right at the end. It was just like, well, shit. Did we not using fire? Oh,
I cannot.
have to check that out. My YouTube recommended was failing me. With Magna or Agni?
Stand down or die. I cannot do that.
But I'm really tired of this fucking just having this huge lag spike just because I'm streaming. It actually annoys the shit out of me. That's definitely. Like, why are you stuttering? There's like no reason that it should, because like that's like a network problem and it's pissing me off. Grandule. Yeah, I saw a couple setups that wanted Grandule. Magnoxus. Is it? I could have sworn he had a Primal video once. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But yeah, I'll check it out. 'Cause I know there's a couple setups where There is a Sylph setup I saw on the wiki, which I haven't used Sylph in forever, but
Yeah.
yeah, I have to take a look at. God, because the other issue with fire is that a lot of the grids I saw were using Mugen weapons, and I don't have any of those.
Stand down or die.
Oh, wait, right, I wanted to. Uh, this. Yo, what's up, Zephy? You ready for Zani? Got all your stuff saved up? Oh, nice. Let's go. Did she come home early? Yeah, I didn't realize that today was the day until I think it was like Ina. It was just like Zani day. And I was like in the middle of the TFT game. I was like, oh, well, shit. That's gonna have to be tomorrow. Two Mark II defense. Yeah, yeah, that's what I've been seeing a lot of. There was like two Mark II defenses, and I think there was one that was like a Mark II bow with defense. To be fair, I could make, well, not a Mark II, but I could make a defense Mugen sword. I have one. That's what I used my Revan ticket on a long time ago. Got her in 40, and her weapon a single 10 pull, not a single asteroid spent. Make sure to look both ways for crossing them streets. Using up all that real life luck. This is. Yeah, I'm completely ready for Zani to take all of my saved up materials. Considering that I decided to pull for Castris yesterday because I was looking up Castris builds, and apparently you can use her with Maide because Maide is really good at like keeping her ult fully charged since he consumes his own HP. And I was like, oh, okay, YOLO. I just YOLO'd all of like the tickets and stuff I had saved up, which was enough to get to 50-50, and I won my 50-50. So yeah, I'm 100% prepared for Donnie to just be like, yeah, well, you see, you did good over there, so I'm gonna have to like stay over here and leave you with nothing.
Will find you.
Is there weapon worth though, or is there like another weapon for going in? With the temples for each type on login? What do you mean? Huh? Temples for each type? I'm confused. I'm gonna say no, considering I don't know what you're talking about. For character weapon and standard by just logging in. Oh, nope. There didn't. I haven't logged into Woola since like streamed it last week. It'll be available? I guess I'll check it. I'll check it after stream. But I have to update the game though, and I can't do that on stream. Guess I should have updated it while I was playing TFT and walking the dog. $6? Yeah, it should be fine. I'm only gonna plan on streaming for like probably 2 hours. I gotta get up early tomorrow. Yuki, good luck with the Delta Force. Thank you for the learn. But yeah, I'll check it out after stream, see if I still have it. If I do, that'll be nice. Especially the character weapon ones. I don't have like anything saved up for the character weapon stuff. What is it with the cold damage on this shit, bro? Come on now. Even just lightning damage would be a huge boon. I need to get better gloves though. I won't lie, I'm also in a slightly already salty mood because how my last TFT game went today. Played a game of TFT. Well, I played a couple games of TFT and I had a pretty good run. And then the very last game, like, I went 7th, but like the reason I went 7th pissed me off so badly. Like, I was so fucking mad at the end of it. And it made me realize I've never actually hated TFT. I've hated the place the whole time. Boom, just like League of Legends. I try and I try. I could be happy. They griefed me. I don't think it was intentional, but the way they played griefed the shit out of me and it pissed me off by the end of it. Because they had like items and a setup for a completely different build. And then they ended up just going into my build. And they ended up just hitting so hard before I did. And like basically my board was like too weak. And because like and it pissed me off because they did it twice. Because I took a something and I had to slam items. Like I took the augment where you get XP for not having items on your bench. And I was like, all right. So I mean, I don't know how much you played, but I was just like, I have a Vayne in the shop. I have 2 Slayer. I have Gwynsu. I'm just gonna run Slayer, at least for now. Scout the lobby after I do that. Realize that like half the lobbies pulled out Vaynes, 2 of which are going Slayer and have better Slayer starts than I do. One of which was just going Anima Squad. So I was like, well, shit. The only other real option for Gwynsu is either Exotech Zeri, if you have the right Exotech stuff, or yeah, no. Or TF. And I was like, all right, you know what? You will just try to go TF reroll and go from there because I can play that pretty well and it's usually pretty uncontested. So when I scout, I see this guy and he has 3 Syndicate with a 2-star TF with a Gwynsu's, a 2-star Darius, and he had taken the Braum off of the board. And so in like reality, you're like, okay, since he's got all of that, he should be going Card Shark TF because it could at least save him. Like you could probably like if he hit hard since everybody else is pulling out veins, he could probably like 3-star that pretty quick. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go Zeri then, like Exotech Zeri, which unfortunately there was like other people pulling out Exotech units early, and it just like completely griefed me. And then I was like stage 4 with my entire board just being 1-stars, and I just lost so much HP, and then I went 7th. Meanwhile, he just luck shits out because he gets a Sejuani early. He gets the Zeri off of the fucking carousel because he's before me because he was doing worse than I was. This is why I still think the carousel system sucks, and this like to this day. So now he has Sejuani and Zeri, which are the two most important things. Mind you, he doesn't have the item that you're supposed to have for Zeri, like either of them. There's like 2 of them that are like this, and then there's one that's like okay. He had like the okay one. But then, like, when I fight him again, he's like level 7 with a 2-star Sejuani, a 2-star fucking Zeri, and it's just like, alright, cool, great. And I'm just sitting there at level 8 with like not being able to 2-star anything. And because the problem is like half the lobby went reroll, so people aren't pulling out 4-cost units. I'm trying to fight the entire pool for 4-cost units while this guy just basically shits out like all the units he needs in his shop. It was a very aggravating game of TFT. It was like one of the games where it's just like if it hadn't been the last game like already because I didn't have much time after finishing that one, it would have been the last game of the day because I was just so fucking mad because I was like that's literally like one of the worst games, and it pissed me off because I got like minus 32 or something like that when I hadn't gone like I don't know, I've kind of been on a bit of a streak of I think the lowest I had gone in the past 2 days was like 5th or 6th. And even then that was like twice. That was mostly just a bunch of 4ths and 3rds throughout. So I was like really pissed because because like I had I had basically pissed Zeri items because I had both of the items she wants to just kind of go infinite, but I couldn't get all the stuff settled up. And even then like technically I could beat his board. The actual annoying part was that I kind of just got fucked over by matchmaking at the very end because there was a Cypher strategist board who he cashed out, and his Ziggs just one-shot my Zeri because she was just 1-star. And so then I lost when I didn't have enough HP to win anymore. So it was just really frustrating. The only good thing is that I was able to avoid an 8th, because if I avoided an 8th, I would have taken like all of my points. I still have like 6 points left in plot 2. I need to use this on something, but I don't really have anything I want to use it on. Should I just use it on this? Just use it on. What do I want? But yeah, I was like so pissed, and then I just walked my dog like a couple laps because I was just like I was fuming. If I had to start stream right after, like I would have been so mad. Oh, the problem is like that's really good. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just see if we can get something good on it. But yeah, it was just one of those games where it's like, ah, shit. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, and then there was nothing. Because I had Zeri with Hollow Bow, Pulse, whatever, the crit one, and a Radiant Gwynsu. Like basically, if I could, and I had 2-star Sejuani. If I could have hit Zeri 2, well, actually, I don't actually think Zeri 2 would have saved me. I looked at my stats later. Whatchamacallit, the Cypher dude went first, which surprise, surprise, not really. But it was I think with Zeri 2, she might have like not like died. But yeah, a lot of it was just because my entire front line was literally a 1-star. Oh, finally, a 1-star. I should have empowered that. Like just 1-star everything. It was a 1-star fucking Jax, a 1-star Mordekaiser, and a 1-star Sejuani. And I didn't really have a good tank item for the Exotech. It was the It was whatchamacallit. It was the item where it's like, oh, you heal, you mark the target and you heal off of it. Like it's decent, but it's not good. The best one, especially for Sejuani, is the one where it deals like pulsing magic damage for like for your HP. Fuck, it's 81. I hate that these are so high level. This dude's pretty fresh. He's only been in monoliths for today, so you can't like use a lot of the decent stuff.
Yeah.
Eh, I mean it's not bad, but it's not what I was hoping for. That one's pretty good, but it's gonna tank my fizz resistance. I need to get new gloves. I keep forgetting I have to pick up new gloves. That would have killed me, but yeah, it was just a really frustrating game of EFT. Uh, the major downside is I also didn't have an avenue for my. I've been crutching on a Fury reroll comp recently that I saw a YouTube video for. Which the first time the first day I tried to play it, I was so shit out of luck because every single game I tried to play, there was someone constantly going Nitro, so I was just like hard contested. Someone going Nitro and then like half the lobby was going Exotech, so they would just pull out Nefarious for shits and giggles. But then like basically yesterday and today, like everybody was going like Slayer and stuff, so I had a pretty uncontested
I cannot do that.
free like Neferi runs, and the only way I lose in that, which granted you can technically run her without the items that the Exotech items, but I just don't feel like it's. I feel like with the way the board's cap, especially like once you're in plat, even though plat's like not as close to diamond as it used to be, like people are kind of like hard crutching meta and have slightly better understanding on how to do things. I just don't feel comfortable running it without an Exotech item that she can use. That being said, I did steal a tech from a guy that I fought over the weekend who was running a Exotech or a Neferi reroll one with one of the Exotech things that the video hadn't really talked about. And so I tried that. That one was really good. I think I probably would have swapped it though, or instead of, because the guy used like Titans, I think I would have just gone like Edge of Night BT with that instead. Which is what I want to try the next time I get it. But I haven't gotten it again since. Oh, womp womp. Oh, I thought somehow I got a +1 all Sentinel skills again. Oh. Did I take something? This is the equivalent of the right. Oh, it was. Did I not put the points back in when I swapped the? Can I swap the standard ship? Maybe that's what happened. Simply when I understand. Well, it was a whatchamacallit. It was a route that the other video hadn't talked about. The other video was like you use either the crit one or the fangs.
I cannot do that.
Because the way the build works is you build Edge of Night, IE, and Hodge on the Fury. So that way she's just killing everything. You can replace the IE with
I cannot do that.
whatchamacallit? With the crit exotech item, the one that executes, you can replace, and he talked about replacing Bloodthirster with Hyper Fangs. But he never really brought up the one where it like uses max HP. Because at least from what I remember in the video, I'd have to rewatch the video, maybe he did bring it up. But he always played it with like 3 exotech, 4 nitro, which you drop out of 4 nitro when you get the T-Hex. And then you just fill in the board with like 5 costs and stuff after to replace like you drop you would drop what's her face? Kindred for like any other 5 cost unit, like go like 3 Dynamo and stuff like that instead, or like Aurora and all that jazz. But the other tech is when you're running I forget the names. I know the abilities by what they do, like what the exotech items, like what they do, not what their names are. But there's the HP one, the one that deals like percent HP damage after like 4 hits. That one, what you do is you go 5 exotech with or you got like 3, no, you got like 3 exotech and then just like full on take all the amps. Because it's playing off of the fact that the more amp you have, the more dogs Neferi throws out. So you're kind of like abusing that interaction.
I cannot do that.
It's just that the way he played it, which I copied because I didn't know how else was, is he played it Titans Titans BT, like a bruiser thing, which wasn't bad. But and I mean I went second when I played that game. I lost out to a super capped fucking Golden Ox board. But I think Edge of Night probably would have been better just because of the attack speed, because you just want to be constantly casting. And then if you get like the Edge of Night, whatchamacallit? Like the Edge of Night augment, it'd be even better. Like that's so good on Neferi. Because you can build one for Neferi, and then if you get 3-star Nidalee, you can build her with like a dual gauntlet, like Hodge. Let the both of them go crazy. Gloves, gloves, gloves. I need to fix my resistances, and I still have like my leveling gloves on, which are useless. But yeah, no, I've had a pretty decent run at after like having that like comp in my back pocket. I can't always run it because sometimes, especially if I see someone running like a nitro board early,
I cannot do
Neferi is like is one of the units you pull out on nitro, even if you're not running the Neferi reroll line. Even though I think it's like way worse unless you're like, even if you're going Star Unite, unless there's like literally no good Neferi, like the Neferi item. Because it's like if you have the pulse one, you can go Neferi. If you have the fangs, you can go Neferi. If you have
I cannot do that.
basically like if you have like there's just like half of the items just work on Neferi. And then if you end up having like Hollow Bow, then you just go Zeri.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
And then there was some bozo that tried to contest me for Slayers today. I had to put him in his place. Because he was playing Slayers like the really old-fashioned way. Because, I mean, it won't matter now after the patch, I'm pretty sure. Because Slayers is, like, both of the... I wouldn't say, like, the most important, but two of the core units for Slayers is getting nerfed on the next patch. But, he was playing it when Vayne was still kind of, like, considered the carry. I'm mistaken, he went 5th and I went 3rd. Or maybe he went 4th and I went 3rd. I don't know. I remember he did worse than I did. But I had a spat, so I went, like, 6 Slayer, and then I had the Edge of Night augment. The one that gives attack speed for all the characters that have Edge of Night equipped.
Too heavy.
And then, I got the Slayer spat because it was a prismatic lobby. And so I just put I just put Edge of Night on Senna, Zed, and what's her face? And Vayne. And I kind of shit on the dude. Still, it still shows like how dumb the comp is. Cause that one, bro, that one, we like both of us probably would have been top, like top 2, or at least like in top 3. But we got unlucky, and I went back and counted. Actually, let me like just double check. Well, we got so fucked, basically. Because the most important thing with Slayer is Jarvan. Oh, now I wish I was playing TFT. But I need to do this to like chill out. If I play TFT now, I'm just gonna like rage lose and get demoted. I'd rather not get demoted to Plat 2. Plat 2 is not high enough for me to be getting demoted. But oh yeah, I did go 3rd. Did he go 4th? Yeah, he went 4th. Yeah, I went 3rd. He went 4th. But the issue is that in that lobby, there was there was 3 Golden Ox players in that lobby. 2 of them went 7th and 8th. Ironically enough. Because Golden Ox is like, you either win super hard and you make a lot of gold, or you go 8th. Or 7th if the other guy goes worse than you. Alright, this is the physical distance. Oh, lady, like for the raid. How was stream? Was it more Repo or Phasmo, or what are they? Wait, Repo. As much, but I hope stream was good. Also, Pumpkin Small Baby, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I have not been able to get a Nemesis to get these built out. We can't use any of this for now. What was on this again? Oh, right. Ah, but I have elemental damage over time on this other one. You know what? We'll try it. We'll see if it feels better. If it doesn't feel better, we'll put that other one. That. Oh, I can put physical. This, never mind. No, I can't. I need to get something that I can put physical resistance on. Or something I can build up on physical resistance. We got 8% here. Yippee. That's not useless. Not helping me for what I need. Because I want to place these boots, but that's like half of my physical resistance. Repo, I have a small addiction. It was really fun. Like, so many people I know are like addicted to Repo right now. Everywhere I look is just Repo gamers. Everybody out here trying to steal family heirlooms. Man, if that fire resistance had been physical resistance, we would have been juiced. Oh, that's what I needed. I also need a new helmet. This helmet doesn't really have anything that's helping us. Critical strike multi. Mm-hmm. Go here, because I never know I'm going to find a build that wants these set items. I finally recovered back to where I was before I respec'd my warlock into a necromancer. Play modded, so it's more. I think Boss Kai Kai might be also playing modded. Cause she had like a Naruto headband on her thing. I'm having a really bad RNG look today for this. Good luck with the favored chest though. We need to go back to start buying. I was basically at only like a couple hundred, and now we found like 3 or 4 of them in a row. Yeah, it's amusing to watch people play repo.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Stand down or die.
I see. Yeah, the wand the main hand wand we're using is definitely an upgrade. Up here. I'm farming the swords to try to get ones with LP to then try to get an exalted weapon with like
I cannot do that.
tier 7 attack speed on it. Tier 7 like lightning damage. Well, not tier 7 lightning damage. But it has like tier 7 or tier 6 attack speed because we won't get tier 7 for a bit on this character. And we have like one with like LP. I think that might be a tune. Yeah. I don't know why, I can always just kind of tell sometimes when what it's leading me towards is a tune. If I need to go down, then that way, then that way. Wait, why is there a double? What the fuck? Is there 4 rifts in here? Oh. But yeah, it's kind of ironic, because, I don't know, I really didn't like the arcane set at all. I didn't play it. But this set, which arguably people are like, it's so bad, which I'm sure it is for like really high cap players. I've heard the pro players are not having a good time right now. I think there was like a tournament recently that a lot of like really, really high level, like just globally, like players just got knocked out day 1. Just because at that level, there's not very many, like you can't do some of the lines that you can do even in just like master lobbies on normal because they're just too stonks. But like I've been able to kind of make my way around it. And personally, like I like the skins for this set better. I don't know if it's just like my ability to distinguish things, but I saw somebody on Reddit who they were talking about, and like a decent amount of people agreed with them too, where they were just like, oh, it's hard to tell what character is what in this set, and I'm like, ah, like I'm so confused because like, and it's not even a case of that I know the skins because I stopped playing League of Legends like years ago. Like I don't know like half of the skin lines. except for like, I think the only one I'm like inherently acquainted with is the Exotech one because I own a couple of the project skins and Project Mord. But it's just like I found it so weird because I was just like, I don't know. They didn't take me too long to figure out who was who. But then again, I haven't really had a set. Well, I haven't had a set where it was just like after playing it for a bit that I struggled to discuss, like figure out who was who. Like I don't know, I do a couple games where I look at the list for a little bit and then I'm like, okay, yeah, this is who this is. This is who that is. I guess it's probably like a bit more. You know what it probably is? It's probably less that I associate the character specifically, and I'm just like, this character, like this picture is the carry that I need for this line, and I just look for that. That, and I also use the build planner a lot. I think sometimes people that struggle to tell what character is what don't use the build planner very much, which is a bit of a detriment, honestly. Like, if you're gonna play TFT, you should definitely use the build planner, even if it's just to see things.
Cannot do that.
61, no. I need to be level 61 so I can use the relic that I'm supposed to use. Which is gonna make me lose a level off of my skills, but it's fine. Wait, where's the... Oh, there it is. I lost track of the other thing. Yeah, I don't know, like I can kind of understand how people feel, because it is true, but I also feel like there's still a slight amount of variations you can play. I think it's mostly like if you don't like playing kind of shit. Because like for cost wise, it's contested between two different. You're either playing Exotech, Zeri, Exotech Vex, or you're playing Golden Ox if you lucked out with a good Golden Ox starter, or you're playing Cypher. Everything else I think has too much like variation. Well, I mean, it also kind of depends, right? Like if it's like a prismatic lobby and you get a really good prismatic whatchamacallit, like prismatic augment, you have a decent comp to like save HP and make money and stuff like that, you can probably just go fast 9 and try to just do 5 cost boards and stuff. But like your only real options if you don't like if you don't like the reroll is just that. I mean, you can kind of go brand street demons, like the street strategist one, but I've seen it go top 4 without the spat before, but it's pretty rare. Like mostly consistently top 4 has been people with the spat. Because it just makes that comp a lot better. But I mean, I have seen it work pretty often, especially because especially if you're in a lobby where everybody's going like Zeri Vex. If you manage it properly, you can usually hit 2-star Brand, 2-star Ziggs pretty easily. Because since people are pulling out like a bunch of Vexes, Zeris, Sejuanis, it kind of dilutes the pull decently enough. I think I ran it once because I had a street demon start, like the spat, and I think I went 4th with it. I think I went 4th because one guy YOLO contested me, and then I think he went like bot 4, and I went fourth because it took me too long to get my brand too. Though I do know that apparently people that know better than me are saying the next patch is no bueno. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. I really think that the bigger TFT gets, the more it's gonna come down to that it just needs its own client. Because the fact that they have to buckle down on a patch, like with a week left, like, because I think they were saying they have to buckle it down like a week before. So like in the second week, if any comps pop up, or at least like gain notoriety and, you know, get a lot of reps on them and they find out that they're really strong, and they already planned the change to like buff them because prior to that they weren't doing too hot, they can't really do anything about it. And then I was watching a video today where like one of the content creators I watched was like, well, they just need to be more open to B patching. Except that they've already said that the reason they try not to B patch so much is because it costs money. And so because of how I'm guessing how they have their updates with the server. With the server stuff. And they've talked that B patching actually isn't like a fix to things to be able to reliably. But I think it's like kind of going the way where like TFT kind of just needs its own launcher or something where they can just do their own thing. Because they're kind of also contingent to like the league rules. I remember Mordog had like an explicit like a talk about it a couple sets ago about the constraints that they have for being able to be on top of things.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, that crit one was actually a huge upgrade though. It's also just really bad though, because currently they're trying to set like a new like pro scene kind of setup for next set, but this being the set leading into it is not a good look. There's the two. Mm-hmm.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Stand down or die.
Oh, altar. Right? Yeah, it's a shrine. Altar shrine. Shenanigans. Oh, this ring is something I need to swap. I put it on just to see if it would roll something useful.
I cannot do that.
But it did not. Not for this build, at least. I mean, the extra fire damage isn't bad, but I need to get a ring to just take short my defenses. If I can get a ring with a really good,
I cannot do that.
whatchamacallit, physical resistance roll, be really nice. every time I level up, I'm like, am I 61 yet? No. It's gonna be such a huge damage spike. We hit 61 though.
Cannot do that.
Oh, he got stunned. I was like, he didn't get to cast, and then I was like, oh, right, because he got stunned while he was trying to do it. Sucker. Get good. Alright. Hopefully we can get... If we get another multi-strike idol out of this one, I'm gonna go back and do the story real quick to try to get the rest of my idol slots. So big, yet so small. I'm staying, you know, mine. Don't. I've been holding on to these swords. I guess I can just toss them in. I can still pull them out when I actually go do the stuff. This is the one that needs to be empowered first for LP. You're not my fault. I need a pair of these that's like really good. This one's like pretty shit. But yeah, the 61, we can put this on. This will be pretty big damage increase. It's just that I'll lose the +1, but and the damage mitigation. But it'll be worth the end. What is this? Mhm. I doubled armor. And I spent game as ward. Oh, but I will roll some of the ring. Oh, actually, roll some of these too. Those actually might. Well, if they roll like really good resistances, we can use them for now till we find something better. You know my fault. You romance. Maybe it was 13%. Alright, the block chance was kind of useless. So that's actually. Yeah, you already know. Mhm. I will say one of these days there might be like might do a day stream, like maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Kind of depends. Right now I'm kind of like in a flux where I need to be kind of more proactive around the house. Like 50 corruption isn't bad, but this guy won't be able to do 50 corruption anytime soon. But it's like to move stuff and stuff like that. But if there's ever a day where I don't have to really worry about that, I'm probably just going to do like a day stream for while I'm like job hunting and stuff like that. But I need to like rewrite my resume again. Oh, paint pickle. But but yeah, it'll probably be a day where I'm just like I'll do like what I did for coding, right? I'll just have Grand Blue full autoing on the side, and then be doing this other stuff on the side. Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I think I ended up missing out on a. Well, it was a bit of a long shot, in my opinion, to actually get the job. But there was a really good part-time remote job that popped up with that. I had done data entry before, but it was a long shot trying to apply for it. It was kind of just like YOLO we go, just because it'd been so long since I'd actually done that job. But uh I think I like potentially could have done it if I just like redone my resume a little better. Because after I applied for the thing, I did some research for like resume stuff. Because you always have to like look into like what companies want nowadays. Because in the 10 years that since I've graduated high school, in 10 years now. But basically, the way you write your resume has changed like almost every 2 years, and not into like completely unique ways either. Sometimes it goes back and forth into like what you go for. But like when I first was like trying to get into the workforce, it was still the case of where people were. It was like, oh, put graphics on your resume, and you know, put everything and its mother on there because you never know what's gonna like get you in. And then it's like it moved away from that. But then it went back to, well, it lost the graphics thing, but then it was just like, oh, just put everything on the resume. Oh, and then put a cover letter on everything you apply for. And then it's like, then it hit a point where it was just like, oh, well, cover letters aren't really cared for anymore unless it specifically asks for one, and blah, blah, blah. This and that. And it's just like, it just keeps changing and it's pissing me off. But I did some like extra research and it was just a case of, I was like, damn, I probably didn't have a chance even like regardless, but I definitely could have had a probably better chance at it if I had kind of tailored it a little bit more. Because right now it's like a case of if you're trying to apply for work, you kind of cater your resume specifically to the job itself, which kind of makes sense when you think about it. But it's just that that wasn't always the case. But yeah. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna write two fucking resumes. Well, I don't need to write two resumes. I just need to slightly adjust the one I have now. And then rewrite another one. Not completely, it's just kind of rewrite the skill section. I have one where like I have like a degree in like computers, right? And computer repair. So what I'm gonna try to do is see if I can find a remote part-time where I either work as data entry, which technically would be preferable because the most of those jobs, well, that job usually, if you have to like deal with people over the phone, it's dealing with people in the company, not like, you know, random Joe Blow. But if I can't do that, then I'll probably try to just get like a tech support part-time job. For now, it's definitely not one I would like stay in for very long. To be fair, neither ones would be like ones that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be doing that for years on end. But each money, and both of those are like, because it's either that or I just go stock shelves at like Home Depot. Ooh. It's just that the Home Depot one wouldn't be as flexible for hours if I could just get a remote. Alright, we gotta go unlock our other relic stuff. Bro, that rolling 18%. A doo-doo. I will say I don't know if this is actually the right one, because on the planner, it's like additional sword when at max swords. And I don't know if it's the same modifier or this is different. Because the rolls are the same levels, but oh well, we'll see what it is. Back to questing. I kind of avoided doing this earlier because I hit level. Well, to be fair, I think I was like level 47, and then I just went to do. I was like, I wonder if my dude could survive monolith, and he could. So I just went and did that. So now I'm just gonna do this till we get the next like 6, I guess, idle slots.
I cannot do that.
Let's do it. You know, I am kind of like salty that I spent all that time trying to farm like that one dungeon. I needed to farm for a ring and a belt from the Soul Bastion dungeon, and I got both of them, and then the build still felt kind of whatever. But I think it was because they made a change to the Fisher skill. I don't think it's like it's really all that viable, like in that specific playstyle.
I cannot do that.
At least not compared to the Golem build that I did. That was like much better. Though I think if I had gotten the Exsanguinous while I was doing the Wheel of Torment build, I
Stand down or die.
probably could have kept rolling with it, but I'm not gonna respec back. Just because even before the Exsanguinous, the Necromancer build was doing level 100. Or, yeah, Corruption 100, Corrupted Monoliths. Just fine. Don't mind me, fellas. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I cannot do that.
Yeah. But yeah. Because it costs like 500,000 gold. Which, I mean, is not like a metric shit ton, but I only have 900. I just spent some forging. So it's like half of what I have. And it's like, do I really want to spend that? No. No, I don't. Especially because like I don't really have a reason to. The build I'm doing now isn't really like, well, it's still pretty squishy, but it's not like super struggling. I just need to get it better gear. But well, realistically, I'm trying to farm a. There is this dagger that I'm trying to get for this chakram build, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to play the skills that the free MTXs that they give for the drops, you know, that you use them. I don't know if we can see all of them. I think we can. But like for instance, smite is one. It's red. I know chakrams was another one. Um, blood rip was one, but there's not really like a pure blood rip build. You kind of have things that autocast blood rip, but you can kind of see it, but kind of not really. And then I think there was one more, but I forget which one it was. And I know there was like a Maelstrom one, but that was one for gifting subs. That one, I was like, oh, edge. My primalist. Got the fucked. Got paywalled. Got paywalled.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
So I can just hit him with a smite, that'd be great. That is so easy. Oh my god. That, and to be honest, smite's kind of busted.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to try at least one smite build before it got nerfed at some point. But I didn't want to do the Void Knight ones. There was a couple Void Knight ones that I'd seen bouncing around. And then there's one with like Fisher or some shit. Is this one? Never mind. Back. But yeah, I still kind of want to do the Forge Guard Void. Well, technically not Forge Guard. I'd probably do it Void Knight, but then probably reroll it to Forge Guard when it fails terribly. Even though I do know there's somebody who has kind of done the same thing, but I kind of want to try my own. Where you do shield throw, but you convert it to void damage with the relic, which is a lot easier now, especially that the relic natively with just a single relic and now converts all the damage. Because I think before it was like 50% damage conversion, so you needed like 2 of them.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah, we'll go to probably like 11:30. Then I'll go update Wua and then see if I can still get the free stuff. And I'll probably do the Zani
I cannot do
pulls.
that.
I was gonna like stream Weathering, but I'm not gonna lie. When I played it like
Not do that.
twice last week, I was just like, meh. Because I don't like any of the characters I own except for like Tao Chi, but she's not like a DPS.
I cannot do that.
So I'm just gonna try to get Zani, and then I'm gonna see if with getting Zani if that'll let me play. Favorite echo gone from the turtle to the bear. You're talking about like the stuffed animal ones? Do they dance? Because the reason I like the turtle is because he was, you know, dancing. He was a dance.
Stand down or die.
They are very cute though, little
Do
like
that.
orange stuffed animal bear thing.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
I will say I was really glad that I didn't have to go through all like the previous stuff and they kind of just let me skip to the new area. They were just like, it could spoil the story. I was like, get your story out of my face. If you would look at my track record, I hit your skip button like it's my job.
I cannot do that.
Place where you exchange the caskets and you play music. Music? Does it make you lose control? Does it make you lose control though, Zephy? That's the real question.
I cannot do that. Stand down or die.
Oh. I have a feeling that I'm still gonna be like this strong and I'm still gonna die to the stupid chieftain. Like the dual chieftain fight, because the fucking avalanche dude hurts. That should deal so much damage.
I cannot do that.
Multi-smite? You know it, bro. Bro, I wanted to fucking make multi-strike work so badly before, and then as soon as I heard that this build existed, I was like, we're in. We're in. I had to run it at some point, and I got tired of playing my Acolyte. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, we ball. I have like most of the items for it.
Do that.
At least for building it up and running. That's too good though.
Cannot do that.
Like it's 10 out of 10. Very satisfied.
I cannot do.
What's up, John? How you been?
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Racing Strike for now? I've seen that one. That one's like,
That.
if I ever get the actual, like the axe for it, I'll probably make a Void Knight for that.
Do that.
Because there's like a scuffed ass like Void Shield Throw build I want to try.
Cannot do that.
Where in case that fails, I can have that as like a backup. But I think I'm just gonna try to get the weapon ahead of time. I technically have like the starting weapon, but I'm just like, meh. If I'm gonna change to that after Smite, I might as well just get like all the items I need for it and then level. Or at least like most of them.
I cannot do that.
Fuck, has world splitter? Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking world splitter. Yeah, I can't blame you, bro. This like season was, oh my god. I was so scared that I think like for the most part, most of us that had played the game before were so scared that it taken so long to get an update that it wasn't gonna really like live up to anything. And this one, it's been so good. The fucking Weaver faction was, oh, shit's so good.
I cannot do that.
You come here. I need you dead. I need you dead like yesterday. Get fucked. Get fucked. Yeah, like it definitely was something that the game was missing. This is what I mean. This is why like I look over at like Diablo and I'm just like, what are you guys doing? I was like, Blizzard's always been really good at stealing tech from other games and then putting it in their games but better. But then they've been on this like binge of like we need to be original. And I'm just I'm just like, look, if you guys could do originality, we wouldn't be here. So I'm gonna need y'all to stick with what you're good at, which is stealing shit and making it better. The bear is alive. The bear is alive. Morning, Gwen. I was loaf. So honestly, bro, it's so bad. Every time I would see the dev talks for D4 and they're like, yeah, we were trying to bring original systems. I'm like, stop. Stop. I'm like, I played World of Warcraft for too fucking long to know what your original systems usually end up being like, and they don't make people want to play your games. Like, just stop. Like, respectfully, stop. I think it's because, like, they were trying to lose the stigma, because, like, for instance, World of Warcraft's initial inception had nothing original, really. Like, anybody who knows that World of Warcraft's entire success was they looked at everything around them, went, these are all the systems people like from all these different MMOs, let's just make one with those systems in it. And that's how we got World of Warcraft. And they did a really fucking good job at that.
I cannot do that.
And then they started being like, well, we gotta be original, come up with our own systems. And it's like, I mean, you can try, but it's not that easy, and not everybody's got the sauce. But yeah, I don't know. D4, a lot of people were hyping up the new D4 season. But then again, they always hype up the new D4 season. I'm just a bit like, you know, I'll try it. Especially because you get a cat pet in the BP. I just run around and be like, yeah. Instead of having like the generic just... What is it? I think they gave us a dog for the pet. Been awake for the past 4 hours. What? Are you up at 7?
Stand down or die.
Did you just wake up to wake up, or did you have to wake up for something? Tried D3 a couple weeks ago. It wasn't worse. Got your bells done. Yeah. Yeah, D3 is like, honestly, like, ironically enough, D3 hits like the really nice little spot where if you just want a game where you literally don't have to think and you want to just binge watch something or you just want to like turn your brain off because you're, I don't know, depresso and you don't want to think about shit, you just play D3.
Do that.
Because the builds come together really quickly and then all you're doing is just running higher rifts to get like the ancients of the stuff and get like perfect rolled items to go even higher. But like the build itself just works pretty quickly. Which, to be honest, like a lot of people gave it shit, but that has its own nice little niche. The sheer amount of hours I have in fucking Diablo 3, where all I did every season was just grab the Tacit of the Waste, even when it got nerfed, and just ran that with double Volcathos, and just whirlwind brain dead my way to decently high riff levels. Like, we don't, like, it's probably like well over 1,000 hours, to be honest, of just doing that shit over and over again.
I cannot do that. I cannot.
True, exactly. Yep. Yep.
Cannot do that.
It's just, you know, it's just when you want to like do something,
I cannot do
but you know, that thing I recall is usually watching and then you're just like, well, I got nothing to do with like the rest of my 2 brain cells. Well, not even 2 brain cells, like 2 micro brain cells left over. Diablo 3, boom, done, easy. It's nice, it's comfy, it's just, it's really good.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Then you have a step up from that, which is like Diablo 4, which requires like borderline-ish thinking to some degree. Mostly because, well, at least I don't know about this season. Most of the other seasons you couldn't, there wasn't a lot of like super brain dead builds.
I cannot.
There was the technically like whirlwind, the whirlwind rogue. With the daggers. The fucking, I forget what it's called. I think it's like Rain of Knives or whatever. Where it's basically just their spin to win. That was such a good brain dead build. I used that one season. I was like, yep.
Cannot do that.
This is what I need. I don't know why it's better than Whirlwind from a barbarian, but this is what we're doing. Yeah, just like, I want to play Whirlwind. Looks over, everybody's like, Whirlwind on barbarian sucks. Looks over at Rogue and it's like, that's why. They put the barbarian dude from D3 on Rogue on the Rogue team. That explains that.
I cannot do that.
Yeah, D4 is if you want to like use a bit more than the 2 micro brain cells from D3, but then you also want to be sad
Die.
because you realize that the game could be like 100 times better,
I cannot
but they
do
just,
that.
I don't know, failed to achieve it. And then charge you like half a mortgage for the game and its expansion, which I still don't own the expansion. And I think they've announced the next one already. Then if you want to think a little bit more and not be depresso, you play Last Epoch. Then, if you want to think a little bit more, and then you want to be depressed, you go play Path of Exile 2. Then, if you want to think a lot more and then not be, well, depending, you'll be going through all 7 stages of grief on repeat and like the stages of happiness, you go play Path of Exile. But sometimes I really don't have to sit there and do fucking college calculus to try to figure out how to get my build to work.
I cannot do that.
Which is, because that's another game I have like well over 1,000 hours in. I already used too much brain cells on that game. I click and blink away, boom, done. Yeah, it's just like why think? Why have to think about how many buttons I need to push when I can just spin, 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 spin. Oh shit, blink. Spin, 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 spin. Oh shit, blink. Spin, like just boom, done, easy. Winning. It's too good.
I cannot do that. I cannot.
Oh, you're the volcano one. Ah, it's not high enough. I want to have like a weapon with a shit ton of. I mean, I guess I could have checked the other stats on the weapon to see if it was any good, but
I cannot do that.
I'm not gonna lie. Part of me wishes I didn't have to keep like unlocking my
I
idols
cannot do that.
like every new character.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
I just want to go live in Monolith. My Forge Guard so bad, it has meme build syndrome. I mean, if you go the minion route, it's escaped its meme build stigma. Apparently, the minion Forge Guard is like the minion build, from what I've heard.
Freedom. Death. Finally.
We have the land.
I haven't tried it though, mostly because
The lance was
if I'm perfectly honest, if I'm gonna use Forge Guard, I want to use Forge Strike, and I want the Forge Strike to actually kill people. I don't want to have it be like, well, I hit Forge Strike, I hit him for like 20 damage, and I summoned like 30 swords that killed him for me. I'm just like, nah, I ain't about that life. I want, like, if I'm gonna hit him with a Forge Strike, I want him dead to the Forge Strike. There we go. Right back to Monolith. I have most of that unlocked. I don't fucking need the last 3 for a while. Exactly. Just what, like erasing strike? Give me that with Forge Strike. Honestly, like I don't care if they're just like, oh, just play Void Knight. I don't play Void Knight. I'll play Forge. I'll be Forge Knight. I'll be different. It's bad. Oh, actually, I don't even know why I had that. And I'm too lazy to go back to my stash, so we're just gonna. Yep. Yep. I knew you'd understand. I knew you'd understand. All right. Had that. I'm assuming that even though the because it was like speaking of Whirlwind, I know there's a Void Knight Warpath build that's really good. But you want a unique axe for it. I forget which one it is. It's not the Erasing Strike one, it's a different one. Why do none of you have the egg? I'm trying to empower my swords for LP. Oh wait, why did I pick that up? Run that when you first got into Epoch. Nice build. Yeah, I was the dum-dum that kept trying to make Word Bear work. Cause like I played this for, why am I picking it up? I played last Epoch for a long time. And like every time I play it, I'm like, I can make Word Bear work. And then I don't. And then I'll find people be like, well, Werebear works if you do this. And then I look and it's just like Tornado Werebear, or it needs like a shit ton of like endgame uniques. And I'm like, rise. I just want to be a bear that just runs around. Ooh, 2 up. Yeah, yeah. I think the one thing I don't like is when people don't preface in their videos whether like I'll watch Dread's videos and he'll usually be like, yeah, don't start with this build. It's like you need a shit ton of things to make it work, and I'm just like, you know, respect. And then there's other people who are just like, oh yeah, I have a great build, it's great, it's easy, and then you look and it's just like hella min-max, and then you like, and you'll see people be like, well, can you do this without that? And they'll be like, no. And I'm like, well then don't. False advertising. Well, you go 20 out of 40 cards are all meta defining staples. Yeah, and then they like, you know, be like beginner friendly deck. Boom, done. It's like, ah, yes, beginner friendly if you're gonna drop like half a mortgage on the packs real quick. Or the other one is when people try to wrap a like a build as something not like meta because the skill itself isn't meta, but then when you look at it, it's using everything else that's like meta, and then you're just like, yep, for sure. What do you say, buddy? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily mind. It's always nice because there's sometimes, you know, there's some skills that don't work with meta stuff and like having it, but trying to like tout it as, because there's been, especially in Diablo 4 is actually like the worst, but I think that's just because of the way the content creators were, where they're just like, oh, this thing that's like definitely different, and then you look and it's like, ah, yes, use a Shaco and all this other shit that all the like top end builds are using. Oh, we can almost use Relic. Having a bad time there, buddy. And then it's just like, brother, and your clickbait. Well, to be fair though, I don't generally follow a lot of. Depends on how lazy I am when it comes to Diablo 4. If I'm feeling particularly lazy that season, I'll like follow a build. If I'm not feeling like particularly lazy, I'll just like YOLO my own thing together. Let's go play Barbarian and try to figure out some stupid shit to do. Put 5 points here. We'll go like 5 points here. Go. We'll put like 1 point here, and then we'll put like 4 here, and then do 5, 5. And fill this out. Fill that out. I have another. Also, the other thing that's wonderful about Last Epoch, I don't give a shit about stash tabs. The beauty of not having to worry about limited number of stash tabs from playing Diablo 4 or having to swipe for extra stash tabs in Path of Exile. It's just like, oh, it just costs in-game gold, have fun. You can have as many as you want. Knock yourselves out. Oh, 11:45, that'll be after I finished. And these tabs like an over. Oh man. Oh my god, my stash management is horrendous. Like 90% of them are just junk tabs. Basically, I just toss everything in them, and then when I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'll start digging through them and just make another stash tab to throw like more specialized shit together. It's like your lunch break is just the monolith running. I almost died there. That's fine. Almost. Almost isn't dying. That's all that matters. Oh, that had like. That'd be really. I have a feeling that the fact that the tomb marker is up but the gate one isn't up, and this is probably, yeah, I was gonna say, it's probably an ambush. I hate that I've played this game enough that I can usually call when it's gonna turn into an ambush quest. Like, I feel like that's a sign of that you just played this game too much. When you can run through and be like, I think it's an ambush one, and then it just pops into an ambush and you're like, too much. That one's actually fuck. Red armor on hit with throwing attack with the one that converts shield throw to void. That's really good. Probably gonna be the one that I use. It's too bad that like going past 100 conversion does nothing. Like if you could stack like 2 of those, right, to do like 200% conversion and it actually worked that way, that'd be disgustingly amazing. Yeah, just you do like you're just sitting there, you just lick your fingers, put them in the air real quick, just like up. I feel the fucking pixels change like 2 seconds. That's an ambush coming. It's too much. You're popping in, you're like, usually on these quests the wind blows from like a northeast direction. This one says seal the gate, but it's a south by southwest direction. Ambush. Not to mention it's a little bit too humid. Usually the sealing requires you know, a little dryness in the wind.
Too heavy. Stand down or die. I cannot do that.
Are you? Are you? I think I will say I think the only thing I don't really like about the smite build is that you can't dual wield swords. I mean, like you could, but it's a huge damage loss. You have to you offhand a sword, but you have to main hand a wand because it has the stats. Yeah. Because at least like in this particular way for multi-strike, it's smite damage, which is a spell. But technically there isn't really a true blue multi-strike build yet. That's like raw damage. Maybe, some point there might be, especially considering the change to the Blade Storm, which is what's allowing the current builds we have to exist. Too bad it's only +2. That was like, I don't know, more than just 2. That would have been pretty good. We'll throw build later, at least as a placeholder. Don't talk about my stuff. Need help. But yeah, maybe one day. Honestly, I really hope that the next season they just give some love to Primalist. At least a Druid. Give Druid like, I don't know, the Sentinel facelift. But I think like people were looking at it and like Primalist is like there's the skills are some of the oldest that have been around in the game for a long time, and they've never really done any work. Like at least not as much as they did with Sentinel for this league. I need to find it. I haven't been looking for it. Probably. Should be pretty. Hello. Retreat. Because the Nemesis at this level don't really give a whole lot. Well, do I care about? Not really. It's also the other thing I love is how cheap it is to respec your tree. One thing I hate about Path of Exile respecking is that it's kind of rough. Like early on, like if you end up not liking what you picked, you don't really have like it'll take a while. Like if you're just going in blind, right, and making your own decisions, because you need the Atlas respec points, which to be fair, later on you get a bunch of them, but in this one it's like you can try like early with your points, and then you make so much memory amber that you can just reset as you want as you're trying things out. That's so good. Like it just makes it so much better, especially considering it's like the early end game system. So anybody said. Yeah, this is probably gonna end up being. I'm probably gonna reverse stay on this build for a while. Just use it to farm up shit for other builds. Oh. One of these has to have LP, right? I hate all of them. To be fair, I shouldn't really be surprised considering the very first, even though I'm like 90% sure I have enough stability to kill the boss. I've just been brain dead, running down.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Let me look at you. Oh, well, it's kind of funny because I saw someone. What is it? There's a guy who sometimes I watch his stuff for PoE. Who he did a he tends to like he's the guy who likes to be like, all right, what's the shittiest skill in the game, and let me see if I can make it work. And so he took Smelter's Wrath from Forge Guard, which is kind of considered just kind of bad. And then I think he's done like, I think he's killed like Alberoth with it, and I think it was like a couple, I think it was like 600 corruption. Like it didn't look too bad. I wouldn't do it because I don't like the way the skill like works itself mechanically, but it's kind of interesting to see. But that's kind of like the one nice thing that Last Epoch has, I would say, over some of the other RPGs is there's like super meta builds. Oh, nice there. And then there's builds that aren't super meta, but they can still do just about everything, and they're not that bad. And they're not hard to like put together. We're still gonna do another one. Plunge. Alright, let's kill the A-bomb, get our blessing, which is probably not going to be very good off the rip. Because I usually have really bad RNG with the blessings. Definitely need to get better, but... Ooh. Oh yes, it's a fearsome doggo. This is not a problem because I have to take off the relic that's giving me +1 sentinel skills, and it's so far the skill point it's been taking off of multi-strike has been the one that lets me cast smite instead of swords, which means I'm gonna either have to like respec, which is a pain because it means I have to level it up, or I'm just gonna have to pray that the other thing. Oh, actually, no, I know what I'm doing. I know what I can. Never mind. I just had an epiphany because I am smart. I'll just take off the sword first, which is giving plus levels. And then that should, +6, like, I wanted to be Thor, I'd go play Marvel Rivals. But, and then that'll take the skill point out of the smite thing. Hopefully. And then I'll swap the relic, and then I can put the smite. Because this build just doesn't work if I don't have that skill attributed. I will say that's probably like the only other thing that kind of sucks is that when you use the plus level to skills, it kind of just randomly picks a skill point to pull out. Like it doesn't care. Because I had the smite one chosen well before I even put anything that had plus skill levels. But for whatever reason, that's the one that it chooses to pull a point out of. instead of it just choosing the most recent point that you put in. Like I'm not quite sure how it's like coded. Because it's not like complete RNG, right? Because it doesn't choose a new point every time. It just literally chooses one point and then that's the one it gets pulled out of. Do this. Put this. Put that. Yep, so yeah, I pulled it out of that. So definitely the bad starting guys a little bit. Now I don't have to worry about it. And that should be a pretty decent damage boost.
Stand down or die. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
I will say I probably wouldn't be enjoying this skill so much if I didn't they didn't give us the free like red MTX.
I cannot do that. Stand down or die.
Um, 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 um. Yep.
I cannot do that.
Come here. Hi. Hi. It's proccing so much. It's just proccing so much that it's just a continuous like laser beam out of the fucking sky just blasting this dude. I love it. Yeah, we could do it a second time, but is there any like blessings like we need? Lightning damage from Lagon, armor, all resistance, crit strike. We will do Black Sun. I was just trying to see if I could skip to like higher ones, but since we need, well, we could use the crit strike multi, but whether we'll actually get it or not, that's a You kind of did. Two of them. I will say I feel a little guilty that the loot lizards look exactly like my little pet lizard dude, but you know, sacrifices must be made. It's not my fault your cousin decided to carry a bunch of uniques, and idols, and gold, and runes, and glyphs. Just doing my due diligence, trying to save the world. Wait, have I still have not replaced that. Right? I'm just saying that I have like this minuscule amount of ward, and I'm like, have I not? No. I haven't. In fact, correct me. I have not, in fact, replaced that ring yet because I'm being a bum, even though I had a 70% elemental damage ring. What the hell? Raider, what are you doing? Fucking dog. Bruh. I don't know what it is about him in this room, but he's like. So my parents bought him like a second bed just before we like finished the move, like started the move to this place, and and it's just like I don't know yet if he needed time to get used to it or just like whatever, but he kind of didn't really spend a whole lot of time in it. He would kind of just still lay on the floor like normal and stuff like that. But in this house, like I have it in my room because well, originally I changed it. I put it in my room because we had somebody come paint the house. Because there especially in the living room area, there's a lot of spaces that kind of dangerous for if you're not somebody who knows what you're doing and doesn't have like the right equipment, which we did not, and I don't like painting personally. So my mom, it's without even questioning, my mom was like, "Fuck it, we ball," and they hired a lady. So I didn't. So originally we had it in the living room kind of area, which to be fair was kind of awkward where it was at anyway, and he kind of didn't really lay in it. He would lay on the runners and the carpet and stuff like that, but he wouldn't really lay on the actual bed itself. And then I put it in my room so that way, because you know you had to make space for the lady. And he's just like, he'll be in the kennel with his old bed, and then he'll jump over here be on that. Like right now, it freaked me out because I heard a weird like almost scratching like DJ noise, and I was like, "What was that?" And then I realized it was his claws like just sliding along the side of my desk. Yeah, he was just like half off of the bed because it's like right next to, it's like right in front of my desk, and my desk doesn't have like a back, so he kind of just sometimes lays on the bed while sticking his butt under my desk. But it's just like I don't know, I don't know why like putting it in my room made a difference apparently. Even though we took him to the vet today, he wasn't too happy. He had a,
I cannot do that.
it was just for a regular checkup because we just moved to the new area, so you know had to find a new vet. His rabies was expiring. I think technically they expired yesterday, but luckily we were able to get get a
My research wasted.
To be fair, I could have gotten it sooner, but I kind of like forgot and then half procrastinated on it, and then half got caught up in trying to find like a good rating with a like for a vet. But was able to get an appointment for today at like 10:30 in the morning. That's what I did today to be a responsible adult. So I got his shots done. New vet was really good. Definitely lived up to their rating. They had a 4.8. I was very pleasantly surprised. Because like the last vets we had in the other place, well, I'd say I don't know. People in the other place were just weird. Like where we lived before. I swear sometimes it felt like they just didn't want business.
I cannot do that.
But like the people in the previous place, kind of not very good. Well, I mean, like they were good at their job, but not like good at like much else, and they weren't very good at like explaining things. Because it was just like what is it when his tooth fell out like just before the move, like one of his because just from being old, one of his teeth fell out, and fucking finally, brother. You better put like 3 LP on that thing. He's not gonna put 3, but 2 maybe eventually. But yeah, like it was just I don't know. The service was really good. They did a really good job of like explaining. Like, 'cause I had some questions about certain stuff. Like, yeah, he has this little bump on his eyelid that developed recently, and I was kind of concerned about what it could be. And they said it's a very benign thing that, like, the bump in and of itself is very benign. It's just that potentially it could grow to kind of like scratch his cornea if it's not careful. So I have to like keep watch and make sure he's not like scratching it. You know, if he's not showing any sort of like irritation, which could be a sign of it kind of being a problem. You know, usual stuff. Taking care of your dog. He loves you, can't sleep without you? Yeah, tell me that when he's like not passed out at the end of the runner on the other side of the house in front of like dad's room. And he's just sitting there conked out. I would believe you if I hadn't already snuck up on him in a couple different spots and just passed out around the house. I even feel like I should block the gold ones too.
I cannot do that.
Oh, there is a... Oh wait, no, this is just one of the triple rift. I was gonna be like, oh, there is a tomb here. No, there isn't. It's triple rift now.
I cannot do that.
Let's go, LP. Honestly, if I could just get that to be 2 LP, I'd be pretty content, because then I'd be sitting there pretty to look when I find a decent sword to kind of combine the thing. Mhm. Wait, where do I put the... oh. Oh, I was supposed to go there. You know, Morphling, thank you for the follow. Hope your day is going well. Welcome in. There it is. I had to try to figure out where was the point that got pulled out when I swapped the relics. But I'll take a sip after clearing this rift. Ah, get juked.
I cannot do that.
I think the interesting thing right now is how much this build stuns things. There's the sheer amount of like damage it does. Oi, oi. Get back here. Got me something good. Oh. Disappointed. Heard me talking shit earlier and I was like, oh yeah, save the world with this garbage, why don't you? I'm so glad this like season 2 is like so good. Like I really missed playing last Epoch. Cause there'd be a couple times even before this the season that I'd like fire it up and try to mess around with it, but I don't know, it's just the state of things. Previously just was not very conducive to making me want to play. But like I've been having a blast. It's been a good time. Ooh. Unique melee weapon use. It's probably not gonna be good. Yeah, I think if I can get the either of the unique weapons I need for the Void Knight builds I've seen, I'm probably going to at some point roll the roll like a Void Knight. And then I'll start off with trying to get it to be directly to with the shield throw, and then if that doesn't feel very good or I get fed up with it, fed up with trying to make it work, I'll there's so many
I cannot do that.
things in this one. Then I'll swap it to like a racing strike or warpath depending on which one I have stuff for. I do want to do a racing strike because a racing strike like just always seemed like a really cool ability. I think I did an erasing strike Void Knight build a long time ago. It was kind of scuffed, but it hit like a truck. The only issue with the erasing strike one is you need a lot of like plus mana. If I'm mistaken, or is that the warpath one? Actually, that might be the warpath one. It might be both, actually. Actually, I think it's both. Because I think when I was watching the Palestron video, when he was talking about gear, he was like he was using an erasing strike build to show like comparison, and he's like, yeah, as you can see, we use basically the same thing except for the boots because he's not running like the speed one, he's running like the bossing unique boots that you use. So yeah, the biggest difference was just the weapon. They both use two different unique axes. But even bigger reason, I think the passive tree is also like slightly different because they work differently, but I think overall the main gear is kind of like really similar where you're just trying to get a crap ton of mana.
I cannot.
Luckily I have two 36%, but we're still on the hunt for the apparently they can roll up to 50%, so we're gonna see if we can get that. But they both have pretty meh whatchamacallit. I don't think that's one player potential. That means we're gonna have to get something pretty decent to put on it. Oh yeah. I mean, technically, there's like, see, this is the thing about Last Epoch, more so than Path of Exile, because like in Path of Exile, I always find like a lot of builds I want to try, but I'm always locked behind what gear they need and the struggle to get the said gear. But in Last Epoch, like a majority of the builds to get them up and running doesn't take a whole lot. Like min maximum is a little different because of the LP and stuff like that, right? But when it comes to like actually getting like a build and putting it together and running it, most of them don't really need a whole lot. I don't really care about my belt has like half of my, and so like for instance there's the shield throw void knight build I want to do, which I've always tried to do that one and I always kind of like fail, but it seems a little easier between having the reforged set bonuses that you can do now, so you can at least use the 2-piece for the void knight, the void knight set thing, which usually it's like sword shield and necklace, but the stats on like the actual items kind of suck. And for shield throw, you kind of always want to use that unique shield that scales with damage reflect. So I have, apologies, I had to sneeze. So I've been like stocking up on all the little ones that have damage reflect, because you just shove a bunch of those in your idle slots to get a crap ton of damage. But there's that. There's the warpath one, which would be like a backup in case the shield throw one kind of falls through. And then there's the erasing strike one, which would probably end up being the one I end up at, you know, respecking the void knight in the end too, because that one has a lot of gear, but it can hit really fucking hard. But then there's also this lightning chakram build that I want to try out, which I'm trying to get oh wait, actually no I don't. I forget that the clock is behind if you have it, the overlay out. We'll do like 2 more. We'll try to like speed around these maps. Do probably 1 more echo. 1 or 2 more echoes after this, depending on what pops up. Like if the next one has a tomb, we'll do 1. If the next one does not have a tomb, we'll do 2. I want to end before the maintenance thing goes off. But yeah, there's this rogue lightning chakram build that I came across that seemed really interesting, and the only thing that stopped me from doing that next was the fact that there's a main hand dagger that I don't have, because for whatever reason, even though it's supposed to be a common drop, I don't know if the wiki is lying to me, I can't get the damn thing to drop. I have the other, I've gotten like so many of the other one, the offhand that he uses, which is supposed to have a much lower drop chance. I've gotten like, I don't know how many of those, but I can't get that one to drop. And I don't, like, I've been kind of tossing a couple of runes of ascendances at at like daggers as I pick them up. Or at least I was on the other character. I haven't done on this character because I don't feel like I'm wasting them. Even though maybe I should see if it's kind of like PoE where there's like level restrictions, right? Like if you're using like a level 40 something dagger, it has less things that it can roll into. Because it's supposed to have a 14% chance. And I think I've used like 12 runes of ascendances and haven't gotten to roll that at all. It just keeps rolling like, I think it's like the decoy one or whatever it is, or the smoke bomb one, and just other random shit. And meanwhile, when I was rolling for the Wheel of Torment for my Necromancer build, which has like, I think it was like a 5% chance, I got that in like 4 tries. Tell you, my RNG is like cursed. Alright, never mind. I wanted to get through the echo. You guys can't see it, the game crashed. Had the little error thing pop up. But yeah, but I can't get the main hand dagger that I need to drop. It also sucks because we're almost done with that echo too. Womp womp. Oh well. We tried. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe that's what the hotfix is for, which I doubted because they said it was server side, but this is last epoch has been like it was an ARPG that I never really had issues with crashes, and today alone I've had it crash 3 times on me. Twice off stream and now once on stream. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what's happening, but it is what it is. We were gonna end soon anyway because I wanted to beat the hotfix thingamajig thingy wingy wingy. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the. I was about to say day stream for the night stream for tonight. It'll probably be last epoch for this week. I'm kind of too hooked on the game. I want to play TFT, but at the same point, like I don't want to play TFT in the evening because that's when all the crazy people come out, and I don't feel like all the like hardcore. Let's have 3 golden ox in one lobby and have like one of them go fucking turbo infinite. Like yeah, I'm good. But last epoch is good right now, as long as it doesn't keep doing this crashing thing. We'll see how it pans out tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna go update Wua. Probably Wednesday or well, anywhere between Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I was gonna say tomorrow, but I have to get up early tomorrow and go do groceries. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There will one of those days we'll probably have a day stream for where I'll be like doing my resume stuff and job hunting and stuff like that while I have full auto ground blue on the side, like I did with coding, and then I'll probably sprinkle that in throughout as just like a way to keep myself on track to make sure I spend at least like a couple hours a day on it. Because honestly, I'll get sidetracked if I don't. Between like helping around the house and then just resisting the allure of the video games. But yeah, hopefully I can get a remote part time. But thank you everybody for watching. I do appreciate it. We got a decent amount of levels in. We got the build somewhat up and running. We just need better armor, some better rings, and getting LP on stuff. I'm pretty sure we lucked out pretty hard on that wand though. But it was earned if you have a good day. It was earned if you have a good day. Stay safe, hydrated. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.